Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is John Snyder, and this is After These Games. And today we're going to talk about the E3 shows, the panels, the presentations that happened this past weekend. Well, not everyone, just mostly Microsoft. Definitely talking about Bethesda and mention of EA's. But let's start off with Microsoft because that was the one I actually watched. Uh, it was alright. Yeah, it was alright. I mean, it wasn't bad. In fact, they showed a lot, but I think that's part of the reason why it was just alright. But I'll get back to it. So, what they showed off in presentation was a lot of game trailers. You know, so lots and lots of game trailers. Some games I'm like pretty interested in, or at least curious in, ranging from indies to triple A's. They talked about Halo Infinity, uh, Project Scarlet, which you probably have heard of at this point. You know, that's the next gen console, and Cyberpunk 2077 got their trailer. That was pretty cool, especially when Keanu Reeves showed up on stage. I mean, Shigeru Miyamoto, I mean, Keanu Reeves, yeah. How people thought, it's like, oh, Shigeru Miyamoto, there's a rumor he's going to be on stage. Turns out to be Keanu Reeves, which, I mean, it's pretty cool to see Keanu Reeves being in Cyberpunk 2077, but uh, the only thing about Cyberpunk 2077 was I feel like it showed just a little bit too much cinematic and not enough gameplay. That's kind of a nitpick. I'm still very much interested in the title, but it just would have been nice to have a bit more gameplay. And overall, with the show, is just there wasn't many big surprises, or actually, there wasn't really any big surprises because each one of these titles, seemed like, oh, we kind of knew about them, or it was more of a, oh, that's pretty cool, you know. But it's just nothing that wowed us and nothing that hit a home run. Uh, I think part of it was Sony's smart decision when it comes to skipping E3 and having their state of play happen before E3 happening, and especially leaking out information about their next gen console with interviews and stuff before E3, because when Microsoft made that show revealed that trailer that didn't actually show the console for Project Scarlet and their goals, it's just like, well, Sony's already kind of doing that, so we're just not. It's not very impressive. I guess like I said, a lot of good content. They also had a trailer for Star Wars: The Fallen Order. I mean, The Force Unleashed. I mean, The Fallen Order. But anyway, just showed a lot, and talked about cloud gaming, and also had a nice burn to Epic with the Xbox Game Pass being on PC and all of that good stuff. But like I said, no big surprises for Microsoft, and underwhelming. Not bad, but underwhelming to say the least. EA, I completely skipped, other than I saw a reaction to Force uh, Unleash, I mean, The Fallen Order uh, gameplay. And the gameplay looks pretty cool, solo, you know, game, single player game, reminds me of, say like Uncharted, a little bit of Shadow Colossus in the Xbox One. I'm sorry, the Xbox show, where in that trailer they showed off, him climbing up an AT-AT. But yeah, and let me get back to Microsoft real quick. I think another problem is that too many trailers, not enough gameplay. Like what they have for exclusives for Xbox and Microsoft, the big guns are Gears 5 and Halo Infinity. It's just like, kill. Anything else? I mean, look, I grew up playing Halo. Not so much Gears of War. I actually haven't played a Gears of War title, but I definitely played Halo. Halo 4 was my last game because I didn't bother getting a Xbox One. Was somewhat disappointed with Halo 4, but I love Bungie's, Halo games, and I used to play them with my cousin. But anyway, I do have some gripes with Microsoft, but again, it wasn't that bad of a show. EA was EA. Their presentation was meh. They just, from what I heard, and what I saw, is that they were just mostly talking about DLC for their existing games outside of the Fallen Order. So I wasn't really interested. But somehow EA seems to not have the worst presentation this year. That's a shock. Because Bethesda, I did not watch that, but I was able, because I had to go to bed, but get some sleep. But Bethesda, I saw the reactions. You probably should have skipped E3 because it looked like you didn't have anything to really show other than mobile games. Yes, that's what everyone wants to come for, watch E3 for, is mobile games. Like Commander Keen, that doesn't look like Commander Keen, in gameplay or anything. It looks like a Flash mobile game that it doesn't look impressive at all. I mean, they did have Doom Eternal. I didn't see the trailer for that yet, but I bet it looks really good. DLC, they mentioned how they screwed up with Fallout 76, and they barely mentioned Elder Scrolls 6 and their other title, and yeah, they announced those games too early. Probably did. And they just didn't have anything to show, but the crowd was interesting. From what I've been seeing from clips, was a very overly excited crowd. And just for these lackluster titles, or not even like they wouldn't cheer just for, game announcements. That was the weird thing. They would, they mentioned, Fallout. They would cheer, like they had, I saw a clip of, video of these, devs or people, just experience, telling us their first game. And one of them said, oh, I really love Fallout. And there's just cheering, like, okay. It was weird. So it leaves to the conspiracy theories to think, oh, did they pay the audience? I mean, maybe they learned from Blizzard's mistake at BlizzCon when they announced Diablo Immortal. Maybe they just like, ooh, we can't have booing and asking us if this is an out of season April Fool's joke. We gotta give them money. We gotta give them money so they can cheer for us. And it's just so bizarre how it turned out. And Elder Scrolls Blades coming to the Switch, not a fan of. I haven't played the game, and I'm not a huge Elder Scrolls fan, but I know it has some very shady microtransaction policies, and that's something I don't want on the Switch. So, and I've heard it's free, but like I said, they have some shady microtransaction policies. So, no, I'm skipping out on that game. So, no, thank you. And let me just talk about Bethesda as a company real quick. I'm not a huge Bethesda fan. It's nothing like, oh, I go on my way to not buy Bethesda games. I mean, I have Skyrim. Yeah, it's just one of those, like, I don't go out my way buying their games as well. And I do think they do make good, content. And I have hopes that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be really good. But it's very concerning with these mobile games, that it seems now that Bethesda is kind of going in this route of their sole and only goal is making a profit and not actually working to make a really good game. Now, granted, if you're a game developer that wants to make money, like who wants to make a career of game developing or is interested in making money off of games you make, that's fine. I'm not saying anything about that. There's no problems. Yes, and even especially for big companies, one of the goals should be to make a profit, to make of quite a bit of money, enough to be considered a success. But that should never be your only goal. If you are thinking you want to be a game developer because it'll give you money, like If your sole goal is to get rich from me for being a game developer, you're in the wrong business, because game development is such a long and hard, it's a tough job. It's hard work, and it takes a while to get a really good game. Years we're talking about. It's not a quick, get quick rich scheme. And if you really want to make a good game, and if you really want to make a quick rich game, that's just full of microtransactions and everything, you're going to get called out for it. I'll straight up honest with you, you're going to get called out for it. And if you don't have a big IP like Bethesda does, nobody's going to get it. They're going to see right through you. So just a little lesson here. Yeah, it's fine if one of the goals is to make money off a game, but don't let that be your only goal. And with Bethesda, I saw, from the past years that their goal was to make some really awesome games for people to play, while yes, making a profit. But like I said, that wasn't their sole goal. And I mean, look at Skyrim. That is a really fantastic game. But then you look at games like Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Blades, and you're like, they're just trying to make a profit here. And with Fallout 76, they're saying, oh, well, we're going to fix it later on, but the game should have been made, made sure it was okay by launch. Or if it wasn't going to be up to standards for launch, you should delay the game. Anyway, that's my talk for E3 this weekend. Tomorrow I'll definitely be talking about, going over Nintendo's E3. I want to catch Square Enix show tonight, so I might have 2 videos out tomorrow, one for Square Enix and one for Nintendo. We'll see about that. Maybe I'll just combine them in the same video like I did for this one. But anyway, if you like this video, press the like button. If you dislike this video, press the dislike button. Leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts on Microsoft's, Bethesda's, or EA's presentations over at E3 this weekend. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, but the most important thing of all, stay awesome, be awesome, and have an awesome day. And I'll see you guys in the next video after these games. Take care.